Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bias Shadabadat, the house of David. Ayashatad.
Karatazai.
Clone.
Darash.
All right, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. All right, we have various topic for you today. All right, but Lord willing, be edifying, uplifting unto the body. Okay, but without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into these scripts and, magnify the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and talk about the glory and prophecy. All right, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that's moving through this world at a rapid speed. All right, and now everybody's starting to sort of recognize and realize more so that these scriptures are real. Mm-hmm. All right, and now they have to take it more in account than ever. All right, because they're showing themselves to be even truer than before. All right, because people are now starting to see and believe what they're reading in these scriptures more than ever.
That
right?
The Bible is the on fact point of what's going on in the world.
God.
There's no other book that can really tell you what's going on besides the scriptures. Prophecy. Like right the same.
Right.
So they're starting to see that the scriptures is the real deal.
Right. All right. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this. It's going to be here in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1, and it reads, He answered me and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of these signs pass, which I have told thee before. All right, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, measure the time diligently to understand what time you are in, to make sure that you know what's happening in the world, how to gauge your the time. All right, how to gauge what it is that you should be looking for. All right, the events that are going to take place. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said he would give us signs in the stars, in the moon, right, in the seasons, all right, eclipses, solar eclipses, so on and so forth. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is continuously giving us what it is that he said, because he's true, all right? He's never wavered in his word. He's always made good on everything that he said. So to prophesy, to tell before, is exactly what Yahweh Shem Yahushai said was going to happen. Exactly is what happens. Okay?
You want me to continue now?
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, continue on that.
Okay.
No.
I got you.
Yeah.
Verse 2, it says, Then shall they understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he had made.
Right, and this is exactly what you're starting to see, him visit both worlds. All right, he's first and foremost going to visit the physical world. All right, in its entirety. All shall see him. All right, but judgment is going to start hitting his house first, and we know that John 3:16 that we understand through the scriptures. All right, through the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is talking about the world of Israel. All right, because judgment will start in his house first. Okay, so that world, hey, you got to take that spiritually, physically, literally, and in its direct cases. All right, because 2/3 of the nation of Israel, hey, have something to answer for. That's who he's coming for. He's coming with anger. All right, then he's going to get to Esau, Edom. All right, then he's going to get to these other heathen nations under Esau, Edom. But first and foremost, hey, he's going to take care of his house first. All right, 2/3 of Jake should be trembling in fear more than ever. Okay, because now that bill is due. All right, time is up. Time is up.
I had a brief.
Yep.
As Isaiah 13:6 says, Hallel ye, for the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is at hand. It shall come as a destruction for the Almighty. And like I said, that's just letting you know, hey, we're getting close to that day, that great and dreadful day. No time like never before. You know, when Yahweh Shai arrives and that destruction, you know, hey, that second coming, what he said, I'm not going to meet thee as a man. You're going to come in his full potential. That second Adam. You know, that true power. You know. So, and he said it's at hand, you know. So, like I said, measure those times diligently. What signs to let us know that, hey, that day can be any time? What, the Charagma's here, all right? It's not mandated, but it's here. What, woe is me, World War III. Pestilence, look at all this shit that's going on around. You got the runs with that, the diarrhea,
right?
You know, booty loose juice, right? You got all this crazy shit going on. Hey, was it a 7.1, 7.2 just a few days ago earthquake?
In Japan.
Yeah, you know? So, hey, it's speaking loudly and clear, man. Y'all watching y'all shy is almost here, man. Shit. We almost out this motherfucker, man.
You know, and continue if you could read down on that.
Okay.
To like 7, because it tells you the signs that we need to look out for. You know, earthquakes being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like you still talking about phone. Second Ezra 9:3 says, therefore, when there should be soon earthquakes and uproars of the people and the world, then shall thou will understand that the Most High spoke of these things from the days that before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, and this is exactly what you're seeing. As you just mentioned, the earthquake in Japan, uproars of the people. Here it is, the whole world is fucking upset. The whole world is upset at someone, something, somewhere. All right? Everybody's got a problem.
Well, you just had Spain get invaded by,
50,000 migrants from Nigeria.
Were they Nigerian?
Well, it's not Nigerian, but like in that region over there, like.
I thought they were like
Morocco.
Morocco. That's it.
Yeah,
Morocco.
yeah.
Slovakia.
Yeah, I was like, that was a Nigerian.
No, yeah.
But yeah, and they were actually that might have been like a I seen something else. I didn't get to watch the video on it, but it might have been they might have been sent there by not a you.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been the work of these small hats doing that. Because what Trump already said that he was getting ready to cut off Spain, in the but in NATO and EU they were known as one of those pigs, right? That where they were one of the lesser countries of that power of that powerhouse at the time, because they had debt. Okay, so it was Portugal, I believe, Greece. I want to say Italy and Spain.
For the debt.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And Trump pretty much said that he don't need nothing and don't want nothing to do with them. So that might be an attack. And then earlier this year, he actually had made a statement saying that they got to get with the program or they're just gonna get cut off.
Yeah, because didn't he tell France that too?
I believe so. And you got a lot of shit going on in France.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You got a lot of people rioting against their own governments.
In Spain, just
You said what?
You got a lot of people rioting against their own
Right.
governments.
Yep.
And that's pretty much all over. If you look at the because I believe India, they had a it was like a damn near like an influencer takeover where young their YNs pretty much was fighting and rebelling against the government. They actually overthrew the government, and so it's just been like that all over the world. But it's ultimately these showing that we're in these times.
The time of war and rebellion.
Well, we're closing into the time of Yahweh Shai's return.
God.
And that's what it ends up, because he said in the end of 4 that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right, and just continue on that, because
I got you.
Yeah.
Verse 5 says, for like us, all that is made in the world has a beginning and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have planned beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Right. So here it is. Once again, like we said at camp, hey, these people never thought that it would end. All right. You thought that in the movie with the guy holding the sign, the end is near, the end is near. You thought it was never gonna come, right? But the end has to come. Yahweh Shem Shai ordained everything to have a beginning and an ending, all right, except for His eternity, all right. And this is what's coming. Eternity is coming, all right, for the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian, as well as the speckled bird whose father's line goes back, all right. That's what's eternal, all right. His nation, all right, and the time that He has imparted unto His nation. But everything else has a set beginning and an end. Okay? This is how Yahweh Shem Yahushai's eternity works. All right? He mandates the time of other things and keeps the time forever in one thing, and that is Him.
Right. And it says, the end is manifest. This is a Merriam-Webster definition of manifest. It says, readily perceived by the senses and especially by the sense of sight. All right. It says easily understood or recognized by the mind. Obvious. Okay, so these things are going to be made obvious that it's the Lord's doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to go to the Bible to see, what's to come. It's the only true source and it's the only true source of prophecy, and that's why. As a brother's been going into this week, that Christians had to change their doctrine, because of what? Because of the Hebrew Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Really because of the doctrine coming out of Great Millstone. All right? The 100% truth. It says, a transitive verb, it says, to make evident or certain by showing or displaying. All right? He's going to make known, His prophecy. All right? And it's going to be evident that it's Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing. Some synonyms. Okay, synonyms for that word. It says evident, apparent, obvious, unmistakable, clear, distinct, and straightforward. It says also to reveal, display, show, and demonstrate. The Lord's going to show His power. All right, and one of them was revealed. All right, the last book, all right, is what? Revelation.
Right.
And
that's exactly why Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. All right? Because you're going to see the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's going to be undeniable. Right? Completely undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone has to confess, well, it's apparent. It's made manifest.
It's being made known who's in charge.
Right.
Yeah, and what comes, at that revelation is, all right, is that truth.
Yep.
All right, the Yahweh Shai revealing Himself, all right, to the whole world, that He's the anointed one.
Mm-hmm.
That this book was true from the beginning, but that He's the Alpha and Omega.
Mm-hmm.
He's the what does it say in I believe is that in Romans where it says that Hebrews, it says that He's the author and finisher
of the faith.
Okay.
Yep.
He knows how to close. That was sneaky.
Learn from the
let me.
Want to finish?
Yeah, go ahead and finish that.
Continue on that because I want to.
Back on
Close
second.
on this.
Second Ezra 9 and verse 6. It says, even so the times also of the highest have planned beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effect signs, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works.
So go back to 6 because it says powerful works
Yeah, I started at the beginning again. It says, even so, the times also of the highest have planned beginnings and wonders.
Plain beginnings and wonders. How the world was created. Man from the dust of the earth. All right. Yahweh Bashim Shai putting the spirit into Adam.
Right.
All right. The signs of heaven. Okay. The moon cycle giving us the high holy days. All right. Our deliverance from Egypt. All right. Chariots over the tabernacle. All right.
Yep.
In the times of Moses, Yahweh Shema Shai revealing himself, unto Moses and the congregation.
Yep.
Okay, those are all powerful. The chanting down the walls of Jericho.
Right. Hey, that's why Yahweh Shema Shai gave you that. He gives you these signs, and just like you said in Ecclesiastes, right? He gives times for the seasons, time to love, time to peace, time for war. Everything is delegated and manifested by Yahweh B'Shem Shai's time.
Yeah.
All right. Even though we know time is not a factor.
Hey, the flood. That's a powerful, and a marvel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When Yahweh B'Shem Shai did things like this, it shook up it shook the world. That his power, was known and spread, before a time of internet, before there was, quick communication. And everybody on the other side of the planet knew about, Yahweh B'Shem Shai.
And yet, is there movies still made about it, still to this day,
right? Still
talked about to this day, in every nation, right? Every culture, every so-called religion, all right, has a story of it. Okay. You can't deny the power of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. You could try. All right, but just because you tried doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right, and then and hold that. I gotta grab this real quick. This is Daniel 12:1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." Speaking of the elect, those that are delivered. But, we speak about, those effects playing the wonders, those marvelous works that Yahweh Shema Shai did before. And hey, as it says in Jeremiah, this is a time, that will trump, the first Exodus.
Right. They said no more. There'll no more talk about the children that came out of Egypt, but the children that came out of the north.
Yeah.
Right.
The land of the north. Being North America. Mm-hmm. So if this is a time of trouble like never before, man, you can't fathom it.
How much time? How much trouble?
and the greatness, the glory that's gonna be magnified and for Yahweh Shema Shai's namesake, in these times.
God.
It's that much more, it's gonna be that much more horrific, that much more, glorifying. Yeah, glorious. That was the word.
All right. You got it.
Yeah, verse
should be 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, on 7.
It says, "And every one that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, the water, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning."
Yeah, and that sanctification is going to come with spiritual power, as it says in Ezekiel, I believe that's the 36th chapter. Sanctify thy people in front of the Gentiles, or in front of the heathen.
But what is it what did it take? Also, it took everything that the brother said: faith, works, everything that was just read. Read that again. Salakia.
Yeah, because you're saved through faith and works.
Right.
Verse 7 again, it says, 2 Ezra 9:7 says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by
everyone who's able
to
escape. Going to show that, salvation's not for everybody. Okay? Everybody's not going to get out of here. This is not left behind, what do they call it? The
Left
rapture.
Behind. You talking about Left Behind movie. Yeah, it's not that shit. You get left behind and get 7 extra years to try to get right. No, this is get right now.
And it's only the elect. And it's only the nation of Israel, the elect of the nation of Israel.
Oh.
All right? Not all of Israel will even make it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why this one would be way more glorified than the first one, because the whole house of Israel was saved in Egypt, but not this time.
Right, and that was glorious. That was magnificent.
Still
that was wonderful and still talked about today. Mm-hmm. But how much more when Yahweh Shem Yahushai says, look, that's my nation, but they did so bad, I'm going to judge those who did bad with you. And then I'm going to take the very fine of my nation, the best of my nation, and then I'm going to make a nation out of the nation that already exists, because those are the first fruits of the Spirit for my nation. So everybody in my nation can come back perfect, in perfection, because I changed them. I made them perfect. And Salakia, this is the whole matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Yahweh Shem Yahushai is just and righteous and giving back and forth. All right? He's giving you, he's just because there's nothing that he hasn't done to his nation that he is not going to do to another nation.
Yeah, Israel's always the example?
Right.
Yeah. Want me to finish?
Yeah, finish it up.
Okay. And it says, shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
Right. His works and faith goes to show you that it takes both. All right? You can't just say, I'm a believer. I got faith.
Faith without works is dead.
All right. I will show you my faith by my works. You knew about the scriptures. You read the scriptures, but did you ever put it into action? Did you ever change and amend your ways? Did you ever try to fast or try to pray? Right? Did you ever take the beam out of your own eye? Did you try these things, or did you just read about them and say, well, I believe it. That's just my faith.
I believe it because I know I'm an Israelite.
Right.
And didn't stop right there.
All right. Or I know I'm an Israelite, or even the fact that you say, I believe. Right? Because as we watch the Devoted, right? How they're telling Esau Edom the lie as well.
You talking about the war movie?
Yeah. Yeah, the Devoted,
with Jonathan Mayers?
No.
Are you the pilot?
No, that wrong movie, Slakia. The Supremacist movie.
Oh, The Order.
The Order, Slakia. The Order.
It's over.
Yeah, where with them Andre 3Ks in the white sheets.
Yeah.
Pretty much they doctrine say that they the real Israelites.
Right.
Madness.
So, hey, it just goes to show that Yahweh Shem Yahushai, has set everything up in its correct order.
Because those guys, they mad that, and they're setting up a coup d'etat. It's like
coup d'etat.
No, I say it like that because there's anime. They was talking about the coup d'etat, but they were saying it so fast it sound like coup d'etat. But they setting up a coup, so they can bring back white America, in the ways that they see fit, because these devils that are being shorthanded, or I don't know how to say that, but they're getting the short end of the stick. They pissed off, and they truly believe in the Constitution that they're gonna be able to bring this place back into order how they see fit. We the people,
right? But it is, if you think about it too, it's really a perfect play. It's a perfect play that the elites did, right? They gave the Andre, how did you say it?
No, it's
Andre 3K.
Yeah, the 3 stacks.
Andre 3.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. Hey, gave them the perfect delusion, right? In essence, because they didn't get to be a part and take a part of the upper echelon, the 1%.
Yeah,
right.
And those are your real DTs,
right? And then they say, "Oh, here, it's their fault." Blaming, pointing the blame.
Yeah.
All right. You got to live a little bit better than them, but they're the whole reason why you can't make it.
Yeah. So to get past the wiles of the devil and to see that end game that the brother just read, where Israel is getting placed back, in the borders and being sanctified once again. Yeah, it's gonna take great faith. It's gonna take works, but that's gonna show once again the power that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you was done reading that, right?
Huh.
You can pull that now. Can you start at? You start at 26.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus. Excuse me. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 43, verse 26. It says, "By him the end of them hath prosperous success, and by his word all things consist."
Yeah, he was speaking of the creations. Creation, the creatures that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has created. All right, so it says the end of them have so after they created, they have a prosperous success, and what that by his word all things consist. This is something similar that was written by the Apostle Paul in the book of Colossians. You got it.
Verse 27. "We may speak much, and yet come short. Wherefore in some he is all."
Right. Everything, that's the glory. You're gonna pretty much read to the end of the chapter, but you got it.
Verse 28. "How shall we be able to magnify him? For he is great above all his works."
Mm-hmm. So we only seen a inkling. All right, we only know we prophesy in part, know in part. We only know short, the mysteries that have been revealed, but how many mysteries we ain't even heard about yet.
Right. And think
we ain't tapped, because we're tapping into when you tap into the spirit, you're tapping into infinite wisdom.
Right.
Infinite is that symbol where it looked like an 8 on the side,
but forever continuous.
Yeah, that's what them dumbass black and unconscious. That's part of that ankh.
Right.
Along with the dick and vagina, worship.
Yep.
That goes back to ancient Egypt.
Right, but in that symbol, which they can't obtain is infinite wisdom because they don't have a spirit.
Right. Hey, and knowing and understanding that, in that, read that last part, Salakia.
Sirach 43 and 28. "How shall we be able to magnify him? For he is great above all his works."
Right. Understanding that we're only tapping. We've only reached the surface.
You ain't even scratched the surface, really.
Right. We ain't even scratched the surface to even praise him.
Well, I would say, we barely got enough with Yahushai.
Right.
Because we do know. So, but Yahushai was just the beginning.
Right.
Of that. Yahushai was the beginning of the knowledge. He had to open up the books for us. He cracked the 7 seals.
Right. So this is just the beginning of us praising him. Because how far can we go to praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai?
Right, because
Never go far enough.
when Yahushua was on the scene with his disciples, he was putting them up on game. A lot of the stuff that Yahushua was saying was going over heads. And then they, the disciples probably had a revelation later, like, damn, that's exactly what he was talking about.
Yep.
In
all things. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is in all things. All wisdom, all knowledge. Right? So, hey.
So the sum of it all, he is all.
Right. And looking at it, when you look at it, when you learn something new, and you've been trying to figure something out, or even when you haven't been trying to figure out, when you just learn something new, you're just like, man, that was cool.
Yeah,
more and more. I have an unction to learn.
And you
never stop.
But getting that and that's what makes the word that sweet, because when you understand, it's like, damn, what did it say in Romans 11 chapter?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go there, because I'm not going to be able to quote it right, but that the elect have obtained that what everybody else was seeking for. Romans, 1 second, let me just grab that so I don't butcher it. It says, Romans 11:7, it says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So there you go. Israel, deep down in each Israelite spirit, they're looking for this truth.
Mm-hmm.
But when they find it, they don't accept it. That's the blinding part of it. All right, I don't believe in the Bible. The Bible, King James was a mo. All that
right.
False doctrine. You don't know the history.
You got to take it for its literal word.
Right. They get too deep in the parable sense that the overall Bible was just a parable for you're really God.
Right. You look in too deep. You just stay superficial.
Yeah. One fish, two fish. Red fish, blue fish.
Just a bunch of vain babblings.
Right.
Yeah. They and that's the simplicity of it is not that hard to understand, but it takes faith for you to understand. It really takes Yahweh Shem Shai opening up the doors of your mind to get it.
Right. Having that Holy Spirit. And its most simplicity is the complexity of the simplicity that is complex above all.
Mm-hmm. And really what that is fear and submission. To incline, what does it say? Incline thine ear.
Yeah, God.
You have to be able to, humble yourself to receive the message. It goes as simple as you can't learn anything if you can't listen if you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Hard ass make a soft ass.
Hard head make a soft ass.
As it say in Isaiah the 1st chapter, Israel, asked. I'm just butchering shit right now. Sagia. That an ass know his master's crib, but Israel don't know.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, so how much more?
So these beasts know what's up. They know how to go and act right and go to their master to go get fed. They know where to go, where the barnyard is to go roll their ass in there at night.
Mm-hmm.
So they get locked up and not get eaten by these wolves. Wild beasts. All right, but Israel, he want to run with the devouring lion, and then get shell shocked when his ass get thrown off a boat and drown in the water.
Right.
And now your mama getting death threats in the mail because she trying to fight your case.
Mm-hmm.
And still don't got, you still got some simple ass Jake saying that's not all white people.
Right. But if majority is the case,
they're not all evil.
Right. If majority is the case, and the scriptures have testified of it, that he is the more subtle than any other creature. All right. How can you not say it doesn't lie in all of them?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like you can't set them beside you like that.
Gone.
All right. Even when you may be dealing with, and ain't nothing wrong with dealing with a a white woman, but just know where, at the end of the day, where their alliance lead. You know, she may love you and love you better than, you know, another woman on this side, but you don't know how her parents truly feel. You ain't gonna know how, you know, family members and
7 out of 10, typically a speckled bird.
right. A lot of them is, you know, Israel's the sand of the sea. A lot of y'all still dealing with Jake problems with white women. You know.
The thing is the Lord said He was going to bring division, so He's going to show everybody where everybody belongs.
And so it would be of your own household, right?
Yep.
So it should be of your own household.
Yeah,
You got it.
He got more. He got like
This
6.
is Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 29. It says, "The Lord is terrible and very great, and marvelous is His power."
Ooh, both. He gave you. He's terrible, but he's great.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In his terror, he's great. Right? And the terror that he's going to bring to this world, it is still going to be glorification of his name and of his order. He's terrible and great. Right? Through the terror, hey, the beauty coming and rising from the ashes. All right? Beauty from the destruction.
Yeah.
Right? This place being destroyed is beautiful in its perfection. Right? All this concrete, all this rebar, all these wicked ass people. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to make a terrible day one of the best days. All right? Because we're going to be able to think upon the destruction and of Jacob's trouble. How it was a terrible, scary, fearful day of the Lord. But what came out of it? The kingdom. As the kingdom, yes, is in us. All right, but the kingdom of heaven was therefore starting to be established and manifested physically, not only for the Israelites to see, but for the entire world to see and to experience.
Real quick, Revelation 18 and 10 says, "Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come." And that is the merchants, you know, and these other nations witnessing, you know, that great destruction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's going to be shocking to them. Be in fear, watching it go down. They know that it's coming, but they're still going to be amazed at this destruction. And it also says when Israel in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, that they will, you know, be in amazement, you know, at the strangeness of their salvation, and be in terrible fear as well. All right, when Yahweh Shai come with the chariots, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pre.
Yep.
2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 1. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." Okay, this was just speaking of America. So, woe be unto thee. Look, verse 2. "Gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." So, when the terror hits this place, man, that you know, all hell breaking loose, civil war, Operation Red Dawn, all that mess. You know, people are going to be not only fearful of themselves, but they're going to be afraid for their children.
Yeah, and that's like the Lord marking this place for judgment.
Right.
You know,
and people are afraid for their children now.
in these times. So saying that hey, woe is coming.
Right. People are afraid now, afraid for their children, afraid to eat, afraid to breathe, afraid to sleep, afraid to go out of the house.
They're just in delusion though.
And not only that, but people, like we said, people are in fear now, fear of everything right now, but they're going to be more fearful for their elders because the orange duckling decided to cut off the Medicaid subsidy.
Right.
So, you know, you got your grandparents, your grandparents, your aunt, uncle, and all that. You know, be prepared for them to not be able to, you know, use that.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna have to pay.
That's also a part of this devil's plan.
Yep.
Right? This devil told you he was going to do that. He told you 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years ago, he stated this.
Saying that pretty much the retirement,
Right.
Social Security checks ain't gonna stop.
Right. But
You know.
this is exactly too. This lies. This this is the this is a very thing, because when you think about it, who's on those programs? Not only the elderly, not only Jake, but Jake, but also a lot of veterans.
Yeah.
A lot of veterans are on that program, and if the veterans don't have their medication, right? Therefore, how can they fight? Right? It's a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because what are the veterans doing now? Veterans are speaking up against exactly what this devil's doing. This is what they fought for.
Mm-hmm.
This is the country that they fought and stood next to another man, and this time women too, who died for this country.
Yeah, and there ain't gonna be a parade that give them what they need.
God.
Y'all treat athletes better than these war heroes and Purple Heart. So you seen
Like
in
this snap
Forrest
that
Gump,
dude, yeah.
Lieutenant Dan,
Right.
he living a terrible life.
Right.
After that, no legs. After coming back from Nam,
Right.
Trash.
No legs, and all he got to look forward to is some hookers and some drink.
Right.
And a lot of people came back from Iraq. Well, they ain't coming back now. They're getting dealt with.
Hey, troops of bodies of troops.
They come back, from those battles, and they got mental trauma, PTSD. From having to shoot little kids with bombs strapped on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Great.
seen some shit that they can't come back from.
Watching their best friends get lit up and blown to bits.
Right. Great.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, all the affairs and cares of war that go on. All right, it's not limited.
Yeah.
Real war is not a movie.
There's no rules.
Okay, there's no rules. It's not a movie. It's not a cinematic film.
Yeah,
Okay.
Trump played it out like it's just a quick strike, like they just
Right.
quick surgical.
Like
we just
we're,
in and out,
like we're playing fucking Battleship
and
or Risk.
all the extra stuff doesn't happen.
Right. It's war.
You know?
War is not played on it's not a video game. It's not played on a board. Right. Yes, this is how they may strategize. All right, on a board or whatnot. But the realistic, tangible, physical aspect of war is gruesome. Okay, flesh, body, men, women, children, dogs, cats, rats, and roaches.
And
Everything.
And so this war is going to be fought with fuel and burning fire. Those nuclear warheads is going to be launched off.
Yep.
Continuing on.
Yep. You got it.
Yes, as 2 Edges 16.
Yes.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 30. It says, "When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet he will far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for you can never go far enough."
Right. You can never go far enough. So what it is that you can do for Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Everything that you can possibly think of, and everything that you could possibly put forward.
Yep.
To magnify him. But anything you do to disrespect Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, you will be found out and you will be judged. Whether good or bad.
Yep. Well, whatever you do really doesn't, is really, as I said, it's not enough. But, him being on and giving us everything, for no particular reason other than he just chose us, because that's, you know, that we're just chosen. You know, Israel is mine elect.
God.
All right. But other than that, you can't do anything that what can you give somebody who is everything?
Right.
You can't.
He said, know that
He has everything. He created everything.
He is. All right. Hey.
So you can only try.
He said, know that you didn't choose me, but I chose you.
And I could have made these rocks
to worship me.
Right.
But I chose you.
But yeah, I think yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 31. Who hath seen him, that he might tell us? And who can magnify him as he is?
Yeah, nobody. All right.
32. There are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works.
Right.
Can you say that?
Great.
What can you say to that? You can't say nothing to that.
Good to say nothing.
Greater things that we have seen.
We just like the just said, we're merely scratching the surface, if that.
Yeah, of that glory. You know, because even the as he said that he'll give you, you know, what was it, 10,000 times 10,000? You know, of the riches that you desire.
Mm-hmm.
You know
that 10,000 and 10,000. That's pretty much saying infinite.
Right. But you know,
there's no end to the blessing of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Yeah, that's the same as my father's house has many mansions.
Right.
You know, how the glory that John saw in you know, in Revelation of, you know, streets being paved to gold, and you know, we gonna have you know, our house is gonna, you know, our house alone is gonna be, you know, crazy.
$3 trillion.
You know, rooms inside of rooms. You know, we gonna have our own. You know, the land that we have. You know, just you imagine like the how they said a bushel of grapes. It took how many men to carry?
It took two grown men.
Two mighty men.
All right, so when the earth gets back into that, because we're in the earth is mourning now. All right, everything's, as it says in 2nd Esdras, has gotten smaller. All right, this earth is defiled. You know, how big a watermelon's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how big, you know, trees are gonna be.
Right.
You know, and the fruit that they're gonna produce, you're gonna be able to just pick it off and you don't even need to wash it no more.
Right. Hey,
you
won't have to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, it's free.
Right.
That's crazy.
The poor will actually see fruit and be able to grab it and eat it.
When you take vitamins and you feeling like, you know, better, you know, energized, all right, you're gonna feel that way all the time. Just off basic food.
Right.
You know?
And Slocky, that's across all nations. But even more so the nation of Israel.
We're gonna have the best of the best.
Right. But hey, all nations are gonna feel when the righteous are in rule, all right, the people rejoice.
Yeah.
They're gonna get better. All right, the heathen nations are gonna get better, have better health, live longer.
Yeah, the creature groaning right now.
Right.
You know? You got one more.
Yeah. Ecclesiasticus 43 and 33. For the Lord hath made all things, and to the godly hath he given wisdom.
Yeah, and that's why we see that, you know, and we're the first to see and believe that, hey, this ain't how we supposed to live. That's why Yahweh Shema Shai, and the godly that he's giving wisdom to are the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first and foremost, are the judges of, you know, this next rulership. Being Jacob is the beginning of it that followed it, you know.
Yep.
And we on Esau's coattails right now. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai is spiritually, you know, we hawking you down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are chasing him, that curse of Cain is coming back on him, where he will be as a vagabond running out the earth. And that's what, the prophets are truly doing to this madman. All right, we're running them out the earth. All right? And first we're going to put you in chains. And then through the willpower and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're going to be exterminated because you ain't even got business living in a righteous planet. That's how much of an abomination the Lord says you are.
Right. Because after this captivity, all right, there's no need for you.
And you taught us our lesson that we can't never let it happen again. And guess what? We ain't gonna let it happen again when the kingdom comes.
Right.
That's why we're gonna let you. We're gonna let you play out your judgment.
Right.
Under the sun. All right. You're gonna get burnt up.
You're gonna get twofold.
You're gonna have a lot of boils on your ass.
Right. Hey, you think it's something right now over in Europe and everything. You think that's something. It's not gonna be like go to the ER. It's gonna be like get up and get back to work.
We don't have you mining. We don't have you mining in pits. Bringing us all to gold.
Right.
Collecting and bodies. All these precious metals.
Collecting bodies and so on and so forth.
And you're gonna clean up all them dead bodies.
All right. Hey, that's why it's not gonna take forever. It's gonna take 1,000 years for you to build up the kingdom, right? 1,000.
Yeah. You still on Sirach?
Yeah.
Read 44:1 and 2. Actually, go down to 3.
That's the spirit. All right. Ecclesiasticus 44.
This is immediately after. Why? This is how you know he's speaking of the prophets, because it said, "And the godly he hath given wisdom." Mm-hmm. So,
Ecclesiasticus 44:1. Let us now praise famous men, and our fathers that begat us.
All right, look, famous men, famous. Yahweh Shem Yahushua said He would give you a name in the earth, right? That famous men, those famous men, those are the giants, the true giants of the Scripture. That Yahweh Shem Yahushua ordains.
When it speaks about the Nephilim.
God.
All right. Those are really just, those men of renown. All right. The fame, hey, Moses is a famous man.
Right.
All right. Our forefathers were famous men, and their legacy continues in us. You got it?
Verse 2, the Lord hath wrought great glory by them through His great power from the beginning.
Yeah.
Going to prove.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier.
Verse 3, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding, and declaring prophecies.
Yep, and that's the main point, is that they were able to declare prophecies, all right? To see to say before it happened. All right, King David prophesied. Other leaders of Israel prophesied. Yahushua, Solomon, that was part of his wisdom. All right, he knew what was gonna happen until he let that malicious soul overtake him.
Right.
Verse 4, leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in instruction.
Yeah, just speak up a little bit and read, but you can stop there. That was the main point, was the understanding of the prophecies.
Right. You got a free? So.
You was holding nothing else?
I was holding Mark chapter 10 verse 30.
Yeah, you got it. It's various topics.
So, hold on, let me get there so I can. Okay, this is the book of Mark chapter 10, starting at verse 37. And it says, they said unto him, grant unto us that we may sit on one on the right and the other on thy left hand in thy glory. Verse 38, but Yahushua said unto them, ye know not what ye ask.
It's like start, I think, start up 1 or 2.
36.
You gotta see where
I think it's 34.
the mother asks if
I think it's 34.
me and my son sit on the. It might just read different in that chapter.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Using Mark 10.
Yeah, Mark 10. Should start at verse 33.
Uh, 35. Because what did you just read?
37.
Yeah, start at 35.
Okay. Mark 10 and 35. And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, excuse me, come unto him, saying, Master, we would thou shouldest do for us whatsoever we shall desire. And he said unto them, what would ye that I should do for you? In 37, they said unto him, grant unto us that we may sit, one on thy right hand, and the other on thy left hand in thy glory. Verse 38, but Yahushua said unto them,
Continue.
he said, ye know not what ye ask. Can ye drink of the cup that I drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? Okay, so can ye drink of the cup that he drank? Okay, think about the fact that what Yahushua had to go through, because we're following his footsteps. You know, the servant's not greater than master. Yahushua went through, even though back then 2,000 years, yes, Yahushua kept the law perfectly in a very adulterous generation, twisted world back then. And if you really think about it, even though we got our own individual laws, but we're walking down that path that Yahushua walked, and we're trying to do it to the best of our ability. But we're not going to get it all perfectly like him. But just know, drinking up the cup that he drank, that some of us are going to have to face that prison time and possibly have our head put on the chopping block. You know, some of us, the scriptures speak about martyrs. Some of us will have to face that.
You have to know what you're really asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a quote from, I believe it says, I've heard it different, like heavy is the head that wears the crown, but it says here in the Google AI, it says uneasy, well, from Shakespeare, Henry the Fourth, Part 2, it says, uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. You know, meaning, it says the phrase means that leaders face deep stress and responsibility, you know. So, you know, are you ready for that? Did you count the cost?
Mm-hmm.
You know, can you endure, you know, and really, are you the one that's supposed to be set up for that position? You know, that's truly what Yahushua was asking them.
Right. Because your responsibility, right? Your responsibility that you take on is that you're asking for. You're saying that you're going to take this on, mm-hmm. right? And this is when you walk into Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when you wake up to the truth, you were told clearly about your responsibility, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It says what it means: high stress. Leaders carry worries that others do not see. Hard choices. Being in charge means making tough decisions every day. No rest. Power brings fear and duty, not just peace and joy. So, you know, the mental anguish Yahushua had to suffer, you know, to the point where he was, you know, sweating blood. All right.
Hey, and Salakia, he told you with his disciples, when he said, "Do you not understand?
Yeah.
How long have I been with you, Philip?"
Because at the end he was on his own. You
Right.
know, the disciples fell asleep, but he can't sleep.
Right.
You know.
He has a heavy burden, man.
Yeah.
So Yahweh Shem Yahushai was gave examples, all right, from Yahweh.
Yeah.
He allowed him to provide us with those very examples in his walk. But you have to have also a spiritual eye to see, hey, when Yahushua departed with his disciples because he needed a minute, right? When he went off from the crowd and was on the boat, you know, took his disciples in the wilderness to speak to them alone. At every turn and every time, Yahweh Shem Yahushai had the spiritual notion to ease up, put forth more, take time, push harder, right? It's all spiritual.
Yeah. King David didn't ask to be, a king,
Right.
He was put in that position.
Right.
Yahweh Shemashai created him for that position. Same with Yahweh Shai didn't. Yahweh appointed him.
Right. And Moses, same thing like Moses.
The leader,
leadership.
He was like, how am I supposed to do that?
Right.
But through faith and Yahweh Shemashai showed him.
Right. Gave him.
And this is what I need you to do.
Yep.
And read further down. Verse 39. And they said unto him, We can. And Yahushua said unto them, Ye shall drink. Ye shall indeed drink of the cup that I drink of, and with the baptism that I am baptized withal shall ye be baptized.
Yeah.
Verse 40. But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand, it is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared. So, predestination.
Oh yeah, predestination. It was Yahweh Shai telling you, look, I'm not the one who signs the check. I'm the one who prints it. Okay, yeah. I print the check and the Father signs it,
and I give it to you,
and then I present it to you.
Pray for them that Thou hast given me in John the 17th chapter.
God. So now how much more, right? He said, but you asked for it, so you're surely going to drink from it. That's the same thing as brothers trying to so-called brothers trying to willfully make themselves a part of the elect. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm a part. I know I'm John, right? I know I'm King David.
And to get into that baptism, this is that Yahweh was speaking of. This is Luke 12:49. It says, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?" All right. It says, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? And that straightening is a position of difficulty. Mm-hmm. So that Yahweh Shai will be in straits until, all right, that it be accomplished, meaning that he would die on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go. It says, verse 51, suppose that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. So,
yeah. Hey, and division must come before what? You must go through the straight gate. All right? Broad is the way. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai has us walking that narrow path. All right? To return back unto him. You got something finishing off, Josh? And then you got something?
Yeah.
I had a different, another pre. This another pre. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 3, and it says, For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground in Slakia. Verse 4. So let me start with Jeremiah 4:4. Circumcise yourselves to the Lord, and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. lest my fury come forth like fire, and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. So, to circumcise yourselves in your heart, which means, what this world has taught you, you have to let it go and be willing to be retaught.
Right.
Yeah.
And say that
Go
a
into your
little bit.
mind.
Yeah, go into your mind.
Go into
Right.
your mind, yeah.
To circumcise your heart, which is your mind. All right. That is what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is telling you. You must change your mind from the way that you were taught, the things that you have learned. All right. And the burdens that you carry, you must cast all those away. All right. What man come to serve the Lord, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and don't prepare yourself for temptation. Doesn't put off the old man and put on the new man. And then endure hardness as a good soldier. All right? You have to do all those things to get to the point where you can now enlist, that you're enlisted and you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And
when you're enlisted in Slovakia, when you're enlisted in the military, what do? They break you down and build you up.
They make you get that buzz cut.
Right. They make you that soldier. Right?
It's part of the humbling process.
And
Right.
It's really a humiliation ritual. And cut your beard off. And,
Right. Well, that's the left-hand side.
and yell.
In your face and stuff. But
Yell at you, cuss at you, insult you.
But this is the army of Yahweh Bashem
They
Yahushai.
build you in the way that they want you to be.
Right.
Right?
Technically, yes.
And how much more Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's army? He wants you to be righteous. So he's building you in righteousness.
Come on.
And it says right here again, lest my fury come forth like fire, and burn that none quench it, because of the evil of your doing. So, if you don't change, I'm going to have to do what I have to do.
ICBM, thermonuclear fire.
You know what I'm saying? That fire.
Verse 5, declare
And
ye...
Slovakia, before the ICBM, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gives you the fire of the word. All right? When brothers, give you these scriptures and rebuke you, that's a fire right there. The fire of your tongue. All right? When a prophet tells you that you're doing wrong, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is spitting fire at you, trying to purge you. This is the spark. You can look at it as a spark, like what is that? Game of Thrones, a dragon, a spark in a dragon's mouth. Okay. Before that fire is coming at you, before the ICBM thermonuclear fire comes at you. All right? Take heed. You got it.
Verse 5, Jeremiah 4 and 5, declare ye in Judah and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land. Cry, gather together, and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defenced cities. Verse 6, set up
blowing the trumpet, right?
Blowing.
Lifting up your voice. Calling on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, bearing the testimony and the witness.
and rebuking our people.
God.
Verse 6, it says, set up the standards towards Zion, retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction.
Right. And he didn't say, go and tell who? He said, go and tell somebody specifically.
Zion.
Right? Specifically. He called his nation Zion. Right? Go and tell Zion. Go tell my monument. Go tell my heritage. Go tell my elect and the rest of the nation what I have called for and what I cause.
Mm-hmm.
Listen up. And give the other nations warning from me as well while you're doing it. But go and specifically, go and talk to my people. Because when you talk to my people, everybody's going to hear.
First and foremost.
Right? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, Israel scattered as the sand of the sea. Therefore, you are to tell everybody and everyone.
Yep.
Verse 7, the lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant.
Right. And with Gentiles. All right.
The heathens.
Both. It's talking about the two turds, all right, who took on the heathenistic customs. All right. Because we were all Gentiles at one point in time. All right. But then it's talking about the physical Gentiles who were left in this a hellhole. All right. And around the world, wherever those ICBM missiles touched down. Okay. Judgment. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is coming to bring judgment to the whole world. Some are going to get it worse than others, because ultimately there still has to be some to work in the kingdom, to be preserved, to bring back their nation for what? That 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, bondage, captivity. Okay? It's not a problem when it's Jake, but it's a problem when it's anybody else. All right?
In verse 8, this will be it. Verse 8, for this gird you with sackcloth, lament and howl, for the fierce anger of the Lord is not turned back from us. So even though Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is showing us mercy, but he hasn't forgotten about how much you pissed him off. And he's like, oh, you did this, but now this is going to be the consequence for it.
The rest of your judgment is about to play out, Jake. The rest of the curse is about to play out for you two turds of the nation of Israel. Lord willing, we're not amongst that number.
Right.
Okay? Because we dare not make ourselves of the elect. But we pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that we be of the elect.
Yeah, we put on as if we
put on as if. All right? But you got it.
I had John 17.
Yep.
I mean, it was 24, but I guess go 22 all the way down to 26.
Yeah.
And then NLT.
You got it.
All right. This is John 17 and 22. It says, I have given them the glory you gave me, so they may be one as we are one. I am in them, and you are in me. May them experience such perfect unity that the world will know that you sent me, and that you love them as much as you love me. Father, I want those whom you have given me to be with me where I am. Then they can see all the glory you've given me, because you love me even before the world began. O righteous Father, the world doesn't know you, but I do, and those disciples known you sent me. I have revealed you to them, and I will continue to do so. Then your love for me will be in them, and I will be in them.
God.
That those disciples were sent to Yahushua, by the Heavenly Father. That position was appointed by Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua had his favorite, John, the Revelator. All right, the Apostle John was his favorite, but who was sitting at his right hand man was Peter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the position that Yahweh appointed Peter to be in.
I got this, and then that'll be it. Like you said, what?
You good? You
Okay.
good.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, and I'm going to start at verse 22, and it reads, Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshipers, Salaka getting tongue twisted, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
Yep.
For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. All right? So you must worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai with all that you have and all that you are, and in truth. Okay.
Can I pull this?
Yeah,
just
you can pull
because
it.
you just said it. It's Psalms 150:6 says, let everything that hath breath praise Yahweh Shem Shai. Praise ye Yahweh Shem Shai.
Mm-hmm.
So just praise Yahweh Shem Shai at for everything, man.
Right.
Just
Walking, breathing, eating, talking, thinking.
Yeah.
all day,
Existing.
just constantly.
Morning, afternoon, evening, and night.
That's like the main thing should be on your mind is Yahweh Shem Shai.
God.
And especially in these times, you should, speaking of of ourselves first and foremost, you really need to get more into prayer, because literally we're coming into that time where it could pop up at any moment, man.
Mm-hmm.
So as the elders say, stay prayed up, man. Just start
The
praying.
devil, he constantly attacking your flesh, even when you don't know it.
God.
Right?
Hey, he is subtle above any other beast. He lays traps and snares. All right, and don't think. Hey, what do these pest control agents do and everything? They lay traps there for what? They take it back to the hive, take it back to the house. Right? It doesn't affect them right away, but nevertheless, it gets the whole colony.
Sure.
All right. But hey, Lord willing, this was an edifying, uplifting lesson. We like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men and women and children listening and learning, and to the Bayashit Dabadat, the house of David. To the next time is Men of Valor saying Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Ba Abba, Shalom.